Welcome to this Active IQ eClinic training video that is based around the basic functions of how to use Active Intel from a centre training perspective. So let's take a look at the aims and objectives of this session, what we hope you're going to get out of it. So in this session you will understand what Active Intel is used for, the centre requirements within Active Intel, how you can add your staff members and upload evidence such as CVs and certificates, how to link staff members to their roles and qualifications you're approved for, how to submit a program notification form, and how to upload documents. Okay, so in section 1 we're going to look at what is Active Intel. So now that you're an approved centre with Active IQ, you're required to use Active Intel, which is our web-based centre management system. This PowerPoint presentation will give you the general guidance on Active Intel, and it will help you understand what your responsibilities are as a centre when using this system. Active Intel is a web-based centre management system that allows the centre and Active IQ to communicate more effectively. The system allows centres to access and view their most recent EV reports, as well as their current risk rating and compliance ratings. It allows centres to see any actions that their EV may have set them. Active Intel also details all approved staff that are linked to each centre and their role within the centre. Centres can upload documents for their EV amongst many other functions. Now that you've been approved, you will be sent a username and password to log into your Active Intel account. Simply click on the link that you would have been sent within the email and enter your username and password. You will be asked to change your password to the password of your choice. So once you log in, you will be faced with your home page. It will look like this. Just to guide you through the home page and the setup, you have the various functions across the top. This horizontal row at the top, this will provide you access to information about your Active Intel setup and also allow you to function within those specific areas. Within this eClinic, we're going to have a look at some key functions within this top horizontal row of options. You have your inbox, which is just as an email inbox would be. It will contain forms such as external verification forms, anything that's been returned, so perhaps a program notification form that's been returned or a request for feedback after a visit. You have a second tab which is to the right hand side, and that will open up any actions that you've got. It will give you information about the deadline date and the status of that particular action. On the right hand side here, this is start a new process options, where you are provided with all the forms that you will need to generate to get a process started. So it may be that you want to generate a program notification form to inform an EV of some programs that are going to run, or you might create a notification of malpractice or maladministration, in which case you tick on the start a new malpractice and maladministration form. At the bottom right hand side, Active IQ will upload from time to time some key documents, so keep your eyes on that. That will possibly contain documents such as your internal verification plans and your internal verification paperwork, in addition to terms and conditions, for example, as and when they're updated. In section 2, we're going to cover centre details and how to set up accounts. Okay, so from the tabs that align horizontally at the top of the screen, we're now going to enter the My Centre tab. So you will see here now, once you've entered My Centre, you will see there are a range of options, additional tabs on the left hand side. On the right hand side, you will find all the information about your centre. It is the centre's responsibility to keep this up to date, This is the centre's role to keep the centre address, the email address and postal address all up to date on this page. If your general details do change, then please also email ActiveIQ with the details so they can be updated within the certification and registration portal that we have currently, Quartz. So let's have a look at what's contained within this particular page. So if we scroll down, you can see you've got the type of organisation, which is a drop-down option, and you'll also see that there are address information, postcode, country, telephone number, etc. If you make any changes here to these contact details, then it's particularly important that once you've made the changes that you click on Save Changes. This will ensure that the changes you have made are updated once you exit the screen. Other areas of importance that relate to this particular My Centre tab might be the qualifications that you're approved for. So by clicking on qualifications, you will then be provided with a list of qualifications that you are approved for as a centre. Also, if you want to view your current risk and compliance ratings, they will be documented within those two tabs on the left hand side. So you will find the risk rating will be generated from your previous external verification visit, or if there was a particular area that's affected the risk rating outside of an EV visit, this may have also been updated here. So you will see the various facets that we monitor in terms of monitoring activities, various areas and their particular risk rating, so green, amber or red. Compliancy is similar in that you have the same areas that are monitored. However, this is relating to the compliancy rating here, so fully compliant, minor non-compliance or major non-compliance. So we're now going to move into the Users tab across the top. So this is the tab that you'll need to use to add users to gain various permissions and access to Active Intel. So you'll note that the current users that are set up within the account will all be listed when you enter this particular tab. To add a user, we need to go along to the blue box, which is top right hand side of the screen, and click Add a User. So from here you'll find the Create a User within your centre field. Some of this information will need to be filled in to create a user. You'll find that the optional areas are not required. However, you'd be looking for as much information as possible. However, these areas you can get away with not inputting the information if you didn't want to. It wouldn't stop you from setting up an account. So I'm just going to set up a user so we can see the process here. Okay, you'll notice as well that when you input the email address, the new user's email will be used as their login identification. So when we drop to the bottom of the details regarding the particular user that we're setting up, you'll notice that we can set the user up as either a super user or a general user. So a super user will have more privileges and rights within the system. General user will have less privileges and less rights. You tend to only want the one super user, which you will initially be set up as. So we'll set this person up as a general user, and what you will find is, in terms of what this general user can do, the permissions are set by yourself as this new user. So we can select. You can either select the boxes that you individually, the responsibilities within the system that you want this general user to have. If you want to, you can select all and unselect the ticks if you like. You'll also find the notifications as well. So by clicking here, you will receive various notifications So rights and access in terms of forms and notifications are all set up within this particular area. So you'll notice there are a variety of options for that particular user there. Once you're happy with that, then you need to hit Save Changes in order for the relevant changes to be made, and then you'll see that the new user is now set up within the system. So they will get their own unique password and username. When you click back into users, you will find that particular person. If we search for them here, here we go. Yeah, there we go. We can see the user we've just set up is now in the database, and if we need to look at his details from our perspective, we can see that particular person. Notice on the top right hand side we can deactivate this user. So for example, if a staff member leaves that was previously had access to different information, we can deactivate that person, or we can reset their password if they forget the password and they need that resetting. We can also change their privileges and rights, just as when we're setting them up. Okay, section 3, we're going to look at approving staff within Active Intel. Okay, so we're now going to have a look at the Staff tab and how to add staff members. So if we click on the Staff tab across the top. So when you completed your approval visit, your EV would have cited your staff CVs and certificates. These are now required to be uploaded onto Active Intel so that your centre and Active IQ can clearly see which of your staff have been approved. So if you think of the approval process as confirmation that you have the staff resource in place in order to deliver the approved programs you applied for, now this Active Intel management system will evidence the staff that are in place. So this will make it a lot easier for the centre and your EV to see which staff members are approved to teach, assess and internally verify the different qualifications that you're approved for. So a note as well that these staff members will remain on your Active Intel staff tab unless you actually remove them. So they will remain there and you can update as you go as staff leave. You can delete them, add new staff. We're going to go through the process of adding new staff now then. So you will see once you click into your staff tab an active list of all the staff present within your account. To add a new member of staff, we need to just click on this section within the blue horizontal ribbon along the top. So click on add a staff member. So we're looking to insert the details of the staff member. Just as before with Active Intel, there are optional fields. So we can choose to use these or leave them blank if you wish. It's up to you. However, the mandatory fields won't have the optional label in brackets, so you'll need to complete them, otherwise it won't let you set that staff member up. You can add any notes down the bottom here as well as the details of the staff member. You'll see across the top the tabs relevant achievements. So once you've inserted the personal details, relevant achievements is a drop down list of a range of popular qualifications that staff member might have. This is optional as well, so you don't have to complete this step, but you may want to input a couple of qualifications that they have. And if you want to take off those particular areas, you just need to click on the minus button there. Within the Documents tab, you won't be able to make any changes at this point. You'll add documents to the staff member once you've gone through this process of actually adding the staff member. So you get a note there that you can't upload documents until the staff member has been created. So when you're happy with that information, you just click on Add a Staff Member, and that will make that staff member active. So you'll see there Mary Smith has been added to the account. What you now need to do is you need to link her to the qualifications and roles within the organisation that you'd like her to work towards. So what we're looking for here is you'll see add and remove links to qualifications. So we're looking to click on that link to bring us to a screen here where you will see all of the qualifications your centre's approved for. You will see that for each qualification there's 3 entries. The reason for that, so if you look at kettlebells here, is that there's different roles. So the 3 different roles being a tutor, internal verifier and an assessor. So if we were to link this particular person to tutor assessor on a kettlebells qualification, we're just going to click those 2 there. And you can go through, work through all the qualifications that you're approved for, and they'll all be listed within the screen that you see now, so you can do this all in one go. Once you're happy with selections, then you're just going to click on finished. And now what you will find is if you were to click on the qualifications hyperlink here, it will bring you down to the qualifications that we've just linked Mary Smith to. So you'll see kettlebells as a tutor and assessor. Now what we need to do is we need to add the evidence that links Mary to being able to carry out this role as a tutor assessor for kettlebells. So in this case we'd be looking to add documents in terms of her kettlebell qualification, her tutor qualification and her assessor qualification. So let me just refresh this here. So we find Mary Smith again within the link of staff. It'd be in alphabetical order here now. So if we click on details, now this time when you go to documents, you'll find that you have the option to upload a particular piece of evidence to support the qualifications and roles that you've linked her to. So this will be active now. So what you look to do is click upload one. You can name the document, so it could be kettlebells certificate perhaps. Also to note here, you may have all of the qualifications as evidence in one file. That's absolutely fine. You don't have to upload them all individually. You can upload it in one big chunk as one file, as long as the document is under 25 megabytes. So just simply use the browse button to search your computer's documents. So you'd be looking for the document, in this case perhaps the kettlebells certificate. I'm just going to upload a random file there just to show you, and you just click on upload document when that's ready. That document will then be uploaded, and you can delete it if you perhaps made an error there, and add another one. So you could just keep going with this until you've got all the documents attached to that particular staff member that justifies the kettlebells tutor and assessor linkage there. Once you're happy, you look to save changes, and then that would be saved there for Mary Smith there. So if you were to click into details and documents, you'll find that is available now to view. When you make that link, what will happen is your external verifier will get a notification that that's been carried out, and that will allow them to then go into the staff member from their side, and then they have a few different options once they go in. There's 3 options, and we're going to have a look at them in a minute on the next slide. Okay, so we've gone back into the staff tab. Now this will be after the EV would have actioned and viewed the linkage and documents uploaded for Mary Smith. So following that process, the EV would have had 3 choices based on the information presented and the links to qualifications and roles provided by the centre, they could either accept that particular role and qualification, they could part accept it, or they could reject it. If there is a part accept or a reject, then the EV will add some notes to justify why that has happened, to provide you with guidance as to the justification behind that, and therefore what you need to add if it was missing originally, or if they perhaps don't hold those particular areas. So let's have a look for Mary Smith then. So we can see, if we click back into the qualification we linked her to, the EV has been in and carried out their part. So now you can see that the EV has rejected the tutor role for Mary to tutor on kettlebells, but accepted the assessor role. So from that information, it might be quite difficult to work out why perhaps you'd want to know why the tutor side was rejected. So in order to find that out from your side as a centre, what we need to do is we need to move up to the top of the screen, and you'll see this button here called Audit, and this is the translucent grey button. Once you click on Audit, you will get information that's basically an audit of everything that's happened within this staff tab. So you can see previously where I had added documents for Mary Smith and created Mary Smith, and you can see all the activity from both sides. But of particular importance, you can see that Mary Smith has been accepted for kettlebells as a assessor, however rejected for the tutor role. And there you can see the note from the EV that please upload a relevant tutor certificate to support this approval. Therefore, you then know from your side as a centre that the tutor certificate needs to be uploaded for Mary. So it is your responsibility to come in and check this. You won't get a notification to show that this has happened, so it's quite important that you check this on a regular basis. If you have many staff and you do a lot of activity, what you may want to do is it might be very difficult for you to sort of scroll down and view everything within this particular audit format. If that is the case, then what I would suggest is pressing the download button here, and you can open it up. It will open up in Excel, so this might be a more manageable way of doing it. So you could then open up Excel, and you could then use Excel to have a look, or you could use the control find function if you're looking for Mary amongst many entries, and it will pick it out. So you may be it might be a better way for you to actually carry out this particular job of looking for justifications and rationales through Excel spreadsheet. And this is particularly important if you've got a huge amount of staff and there's a lot of activity going on. So that's another option for you. In section 4, we're going to look at submitting program notification forms through Active Intel. So it will have been discussed in your approval visit that as a centre you have responsibility to notify your external verifier when you have a course planned. This is completed by the centre by submitting a program notification form, and this can be done through Active Intel. This is what a program notification form looks like, and you're looking to complete one of these for every course that is planned, and this form is to be submitted within Active Intel at least 4 weeks if possible prior to this course starting. If you don't have this template, this program notification template, then please contact your external verifier who will send this across to you. So it's really important that you upload your program notification forms to Active Intel in order for your EV to be able to arrange their EV visits and to tailor the visits around the qualifications that you're delivering. This way your EV can support you as much as possible. So we're going to now go through the process of uploading a program notification form. So from your home screen, so we're in the home tab at the top, we're looking at a new process, starting a new process. You'll see the variety of processes on the right hand side. The one we're looking for is program notification form. So we're looking to click on program notification form and press create form in order to get the process started. So now you'll be faced with this screen here. What we're looking to do is to attach the program notification form to this new form that's been created within Active Intel. So we can give it a title, so we could call it January Kettlebell course. And we'd look to add the program notification form. Now, of course, you don't have to create one program notification form for each course. There could be multiple attached to any one form, so that's absolutely fine. Now, we've got a couple of options in terms of where we get the form from. We can either get it from our documents that are within our computer or device, or we can actually go to our documents tab that's within Active Intel. So this is this tab here, but we're gonna talk about how to upload documents within the next section. So let's take you through an example whereby you've got the program notification form all filled out and saved on your computer. So we look to add a new document. You'll now face this screen here, which is where you actually physically upload the document. So we've got an option for multiple documents or single documents, so you could attach multiple program notification forms to this. We need to fill out all of the fields within this section, otherwise it won't let you submit it. So we can call this, give it a reference version, just call it perhaps 1, and you can be quite brief in here if you like. There's no requirement to repeat information. We need to give it a document type as well, otherwise it won't let us submit. So we just call it evidence there. And then we're looking to browse our computer for the document. Again, as long as it's under 25 megabytes, it will be absolutely fine. So we're looking to go into our documents, and we can find the program notification form here. Open it. Okay, so it's ready to upload now. So we've filled out the fields and we've found the actual document. So we just need to click on upload this document. So now you will see the upload has occurred and added to the notes I've made. So here is the attached document, so we can remove it if we made a mistake perhaps, or view details or download it in its current position. So having done that, we now need to save the changes that we've made to this form. So we click on Save Changes. Now there is another step to this that can be forgotten. Now you've created the form and added the details, in order to let your EV know and your EV be notified that this has happened, you'll need to press Submit to Active IQ. Otherwise it will just sit within your side of Active Intel and won't go anywhere, just be within your inbox. So again, there are some options here, so you could delete the form and restart perhaps if you needed to. But essentially we'd be looking to click on a Submit to Active IQ, and that will send it across to your EV for review. So they can then look at the information, and in the case of program notification forms, they'll be able to liaise with you and arrange their external verification monitoring activities around that. In section 5, we're going to have a look at how to upload documents to Active Intel. So your EV at times may ask you to upload a document to Active Intel. This might be in response to perhaps an action that's been generated. You may also want to upload documents so that it's accessible for yourself in one area and also your external verifier. We're going to now go through how to upload a document. So we're looking at moving away from the home page that we're in at the moment to the Documents tab at the top. So click on the Documents tab. This will bring you to all the documents that are currently uploaded. You've got two options: Active Intel documents, so there's a range of Active Intel resources that you can access and download. Your centre will be on the second tab to the right hand side. So you'd need to click on your centre's name and that will bring up all the documents that have been uploaded to date. So to add our own document, what we need to do is we need to click on the blue button top right hand side titled Add a Document. You'll then be faced with a screen that will look very familiar to you in terms of the same fields that were required for the uploading of the program notification form. We can decide to either upload a single document or multiple documents from our computer library. In this instance, we're going to look at just a single document. We need to complete each one of these fields. As you'll see, there's no optional text in the brackets. So in order to submit, we need to ensure there's something in each of these fields. It doesn't have to be a huge amount of detail, but if we call it the appeals policy and version 1.0, description could be, again, it doesn't have to be too detailed in here. And we're going to go for policies and procedures as the document type. So we're then going to use the browse button to actually find that document within our computer. So we could upload that there. So that's ready to go now. So all we need to do now is click on the upload this document button. And after a short period of time, it will upload that document to your document tab. So then that's available for yourself to view, and also the external verifier. The external verifier will get a notification to tell them that that's happened from your side as well. In section 6, we're going to look at your inbox and actions box within Active Intel. On your home screen, you will see that you have an inbox and an actions box. These will get populated if your EV submits anything to you, such as an external verification report. Your action box will show any actions that your EV may have set you either on or off an EV visit. If you have any mail within either of these areas of your home screen, then it's a requirement that you need to go into the document and make the required either actions or show the various evidence or return the form as instructed by your external verifier. So let's just have a quick look at the typical things that you may find within your inbox and actions box within your home screen. So here we can see we're currently in our inbox. It will always highlight as being orange here. So we're currently in our inbox, and you can see that we have some EV report forms that have been submitted to our centre. So following an EV visit. So what you need to do in this case is we would click into the external verification form, and then you will be able to see all the details within the form. So you've got each sections within the external verification form in this case. And if this was a full submission, then we would be looking to drop into this particular tab here and respond to the result of the EV visit as to whether we agree, and then return it back to ActiveIQ so it could be closed down. Let's just jump back to the home screen. So those are the types of things you'll get within your inbox. Actions box, so these are actions set by the external verifier. So you'll see straight away when you click on the actions box, you'll see the action, and to view the details in full, we just click on it and you can see a full explanation of what's required. So in this case, the EV is requesting that evidence is uploaded to Active Intel to support the roles and qualifications that the staff are linked to. You'll also of note here you have a deadline, and this deadline will move from green to orange as the deadline approaches, and then red when the deadline's expired. So we'd be looking to carry out that action before the deadline got to the red section. So those are the types of things you'll find within your inbox and your action box. So it's quite important that you log into Active Intel on a regular basis and monitor that side of things. You will also get emailed notification when these things are sent to you, so you should have that as well as your notification. Okay, so well done and welcome back. So let's review the original aims and objectives. So you'd now completed this basic training on Active Intel, and hopefully now you've got the confidence to be able to add your staff members and link them to the Active IQ qualifications that they're involved with, upload your staff CVs and certificates, upload a program notification form, upload documents to your Documents tab, identify if you have any actions set by your EV, and also locate items in your inbox.